Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm back in my studio again. Welcome back. I'm Joseph Finchum. You are you. And, yeah. And Dylan is already making me laugh. See, what can I do? Where's my mouse? There it is. Uh, well, that's not working. Hold on. Let me move this up a bit. Try this one more time. There we go. That's not the one meant to click on, but thank you, Angel. Where did Dylan's comment go? There it is. The Great Pumpkin is actually Santa in disguise, checking up on the kids. Makes total sense to me. So, okay, so everything seems to be working. Uh, I did have one gremlin getting started. The OBS didn't. I never set up the broadcast in OBS. I did everything but that, of course. One thing, so it took me an extra minute to get online. Um, I have switched my face cam for my old, I think it's called a Sirius webcam. It's not the best camera. It looks okay. If I move too quickly, though, it does, this. But I can do that whole flash, I'm vibrating thing now, so that's kind of interesting. Um, yeah, so the rearrangement was a mess. First, I started rearranging in here. Then I started rearranging my own bedroom. Then next thing I knew it, I was painting my bedroom. So yeah, Flash Finchum, yes. So yeah, things got messy and hectic, and when I was painting my bedroom, I had to take a whole bunch of stuff from my bedroom and put it in my studio, which doesn't have that much space to begin with. So you can imagine how much stuff was piled up in here. Um, yeah, it's a little it was a little daunting. Didn't think it was going to take a month to get everything done. But then once the bedroom was done and everything was moved back in there, I started redoing the studio again. And yeah. So right now the setup is I have the face cam here, and for now on, this is the only one that I'll ever have to move. In the old streams, I would have to go back and forth, and I would have to move all the cameras, everything, every time. And it was driving me crazy because it took so long to do every time, and then to make sure everything was working again. It was like setting up for the first time, every stream. So now, I don't know how well you're going to be able to see me here, but to go from drawing, which I am today, which is all going to be right here, to painting, all I have to do is switch the scene in OBS and turn here. Now I'm painting. So I have one camera looking here at the drawing drafting table, and one camera looking where a canvas might be. And I can adjust those as needed, but right now they seem perfect. Okay, so any questions? Hi, George. Hi, D-Lynn. Hi, Angela. Thank you all for joining me. And speaking of joining me, if you're new here and you're not a subscriber, subscribe. I am currently at 1,103 subscribers, and I'd really like to get it up to, say, like the quad fours. Let's get 1111 going. Come on. Hit the button. Do the things. Okay, so today we're sketching the concept of my Halloween painting, which I will work on over the next month probably, because I have some ideas. But today is just sketching, rough and loose, hopefully loose. I have a tendency to not do that. Hi, Laura Warren. Thank you for joining. Yes, everything is working, I hope. Okay, so I'm going to switch over to the art cam, and we'll get this thing started. I have all my supplies here, ready to go, so you'll see them in a second, and woof. there it is. There's all my supplies. I have an eraser, I have a pencil, and if we get to it, I do have my Microns. So, the basic idea is a spider that's kind of hermit crabbed inside of a skull. So the skull will be upside down, and I'm going to use basically the same king skull. Is it trippy? Um, I'll try to move slower until I can at least get a new can or something. But yeah, it's gonna have to do. The refresh rate on this camera is not as good as the Logitech's. So yeah, the concept: spider, hermit crabbed in a skull. Either, I don't know yet if I want it like on a full web or if I just want it hanging from some web. So that I'm not sure yet. Basing the spider off of Black Widow, but I want to try and hopefully make it a little bit more creepy than that. But we'll see how things go. And the spider is holding a jack-o'-lantern. So let's get into this. I know I'm creating some shadows. My lighting is the one thing I haven't gotten dialed in yet. We'll figure that out. But hopefully it won't be too much and I won't be off camera too much, I know. Okay, so we're going to start. With the spider's big old body. So I know where everything's going to be. And then the skull part. I don't know if you can see this. Let me see how my other setups are. Okay. So I even have it a little dark in here so that hopefully you can see the lines better, but they're not going to be perfect yet. And like I said, still dialing in the lighting. So when did I start drawing? Let me make sure I didn't miss anything else. Oh, yes. Yes, indeed, Angela. Without a doubt, it's going to be so much easier. I hope. I hope. I hope. I'm looking at the camera. You can't see me. Okay, so D-Lin said, fun fact question, Art of Joseph Finchum. When did you start drawing? Okay, well, let's go back. I started drawing when I was very, very little. I was drawing before I was reading. When I was born, I had a defect. My feet were actually turned backwards, and for the first couple of years of my life, I had these big metal braces. They use much more sophisticated stuff these days, but I had big, giant metal braces on my feet, and they basically slowly turned my feet all the way around, then all the way inward, and then back out over the course of a couple of years. And basically the muscles on my calves went around the bone rather than along the bone, and that's what caused it, I believe. I was a baby. I wasn't there. I mean, I was there, but you know what I mean. So I had a lot of time sitting around immobile, and I started crayons and blah, blah, blah. I don't think it was painful, but again, I was a baby, can't remember. They said I would possibly not walk, or I may like walk with a limp my whole life, and I still have records in track at my old high school. So, yeah, I proved them wrong. Okay, so spider body. We're working on the spider body. Let me pull that question down. This shape is a little more ovalish than the top. And then the head. Some little fangs. You probably can't see those little fangs. Go back to my zoomed in view. You can see them a little bit. Okay, so the skull is there, but the point, because I'm using the same, I don't know if I actually ever finished that thought. I'm using the same, like, crowned skull that I used on the skateboard. If I do a skull from now on, I'm kind of gonna head in that direction. Okay, so we're just blocking in some shapes here. And of course, I'm a little bit more nervous today than I have been in a while because, number one, first day back after a lengthy time off. And now you pop your board. You had to Google skateboarding lingo. Well, that's part of it. You pop your board when you're doing something like an ollie or a kickflip or something like that. That's part of it. So, good job. um, yes, I agree. Yes, be the exception. Be blah blah blah. You know what I mean. Be the exception, not the rule. Yes, right. Yeah, it's just you guys. Yep, just you guys. Okay, so um, if you guys have an opinion on what you think would be better, either like sitting in the web or hanging from the web, you let me know. I think I said I'm basing it off of a Black Widow, but I'm gonna go different. I want to make it like maybe a little bit more creepy, so give it a little bit more sharp points and things in places, you know? So we'll see how we do. Um, okay, so one set of legs is going to come from here, and they're going to up, come this way, back in. This one, this one needs to go a little bit wider. As it spins its web, because I assume it's either spinning web or on web, so I'm working from that. You can't see that. So I'm just going to try and darken that a little bit so you can see. Okay. It's a little bit off up here, but yeah, you can see it, sort of. But one's gonna come from like right and around here. That definitely. I wanted a little foreshortened, but that was too much. This one. This one over here. Last one's gonna be here. Okay, so this is gonna go. Jack-o'-lantern will be down here. I'm doing kind of an awkward circle because pumpkins aren't always necessarily round. They're round-ish. You can't see the pumpkin. Okay, so this is why I have different scenes. I just got to remember to use it. Okay, so um, that might be a little too fat. Even a little more shading too. And then just kind of pointing. It's a little bit of a there. Okay, it's looking like a spider leg, sort of. Um, because I wouldn't know how to go about that. I mean, I could, but yeah, that's a whole marketing nightmare that I don't want to think about. um, Okay. Just trying to define the shape because I'm twisting it away from what my reference picture is. So I'm trying to figure out in my head how these shapes are turning. These legs have like a double joint, kind of like right in here. So I'm going to double that up. I don't like that one, so redo this one. A little too far from where it needs to be. A little more erasing. I don't quite know how I'm going to do the eyes yet, so we'll get there. And no, I'm not worried about smudging the pencil. Um, Okay. So from here. Ball joint. Hope I'm making this dark enough. You can kind of see it. Anything that looks really hard to see, I'll try and darken up a bit. Find these eye sockets a little better. Those are probably way too big. All of that's probably too big. I should have flipped it. I'm not going to flip it though. Rough sketch. That's what we're doing today. Okay. Finish these lips. So these ones have a little bit more curve to them. And if anyone's wondering, I did have this idea before Lisa said she got a tarantula. Just saying. Hey Rob, how you doing? Thank you for joining. I'm just gonna stop these claws right at the edge of the jack-o'-lantern because I don't know how I'm connecting them yet. Is it actually just holding it, or is it poking it? What you're drawing, or can another answer? I I don't know how to answer that. What am I drawing? I'm drawing a spider, hermit crab in a skull shell, sorta, holding a jack-o'-lantern. That's what we're going for. Okay, so I am kind of doing those lines on purpose like that. Um, Going to kind of try and break it up into segments. That's not what I want. I'm not really a big fan of them either. So, but I don't murder them. I just put them outside. Okay. Figure out where my eyes will be. All these pieces to look like they're kind of like, sort of like separate surfaces. Get some locked in teeth here. A little here. Give him a little bit of his hat. What do you call that piece on? I mean, I know it's the stalk, stem, whatever. Hey, starving. 3 days at the beach. Wow, that's that's ridiculous. But also good, I guess. I'm not a big beach person, but you know, the oceans around here, they don't look like other places. They're very dark. Um, so yeah, we're we're getting somewhere. Trying to figure out where some of the highlights might be. What just made noise? Why are you making noise? So I had plugged my phone into my computer, and I took it out about an hour ago, and it just decided. Bleh, linguistics be difficult. It just decided to tell me that I disconnected my phone now, but I did it an hour ago. So yeah, okay, I could do that. That sounds like fun. You gotta ask caution about that. I'm not the one who said toilet. What was it? Brush toilet. I still don't know what that means. But I did think about bringing a cat in here, and but I thought I better stop myself before I do something stupid. um, I mean, it's not too bad down here where the skull is going to be. We're we're getting something accomplished here. And if you're wondering, yes, I do realize that that's not where the canine goes. It's one over on either side. Guys gotta tell me when I'm not drawing on camera. Oh, it's all saved for posterity. Dealing. If you go to Lisa's last stream and read the live chat, it got a little weird. I don't know if I'm saying that mildly enough, but yeah, it got a little weird. And I think before I actually turn this into a painting, I think this jack-o'-lantern's going to get a little bigger. Like maybe like that big. So we'll see. Okay, so I am going to start with some basic inking. Is this the right brush? No, that is not the right marker. Where is my graphic? Where is my graphic? Okay, I cannot find my graphic marker. There it is. Never took it out of the drawer. Okay, so way off to the side right now. I'm sure. Because I can't get my hand to go in that angle. But at least you'll get a better idea of what I'm going for once this is all darkened in. Yep, that's what we're doing. We're looking at my arm. And yes, Rob Youngs, this is a comic board I am drawing on again. It has like the lines and stuff on it. Uh, it's in blue, so it's hard to see, but yeah, it is. Eon Productions. I don't know. I think they're still in business, but I have their website linked in the description if anyone wants to check out comic book. It's basically bristle board, but it's a really good quality bristle board, and I like it. You're amazed at my drawing skills? I hate my drawing skills. I wish I had much better drawing skills. Okay, well, hate is a bad is the wrong. But I do wish my drawing skills were far better than that. I can draw what I see in my head a lot easier than I can draw from reference. So that's why I always kind of change everything. At least that's what I think. I could be wrong. I'm not sure if that one was supposed to go over or under. Well, now it's over because I already drew. I like this Micron graphic marker because it's it's a pretty good line weight, but it's a felt tip marker, and most of the Microns they I don't know, they feel like they have a harder, felt or whatever. This one has very much a soft feel to it. So it's definitely my favorite Micron. I could use this thing all day and not have a problem with it. I've been using it a good 2 years now, and it still has plenty of ink as far as I can tell. It dries fast. Micron knew what they were doing when they made this one. This one? Can you see? Graphic. I did too. I definitely did too. I used to I used to fill a sketchbook about once a year, and I don't think I've filled one in the last five. When I want to do like thumbnails, like trying to figure out what I'm doing, I'll just use like regular notebook paper, you know. That was a mistake. And of course, it's a mistake in ink. Okay, we're getting somewhere. I'm probably not going to ink the skull details because I'm pretty sure I want to change those a bit. I really don't like the scale of them. I think they need to be smaller. So we're gonna wait. We're definitely gonna wait on that. Um, okay. Get into this jack-o'-lantern a little bit. And I'm making this a nightmare for myself if I try and color it on like like mock it up in color on the computer because shut up. I turned my Alexa on. I hope I didn't just turn yours on. Ugh. Um, yeah, because if I try and color this on the computer, I'm leaving gaps in all the ink. So we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. Um, there's a I can't think of her name right now. Jen something. I'm gonna look this up because I don't wanna mess it up. Um, Jess Carp, if you've heard of her or seen her work, she did a sketchbook tour a couple of weeks ago, and it absolutely amazed me. My sketchbooks have always been a whole lot of sloppy drawings with maybe one or two like nice drawings in it. And her sketchbook started the first page looked like it was like the the title and inscription of like a fairy tale book with like all this filigree and design work, and I was like, wow, my sketchbooks are lame compared to hers. But yeah, if you want to look up that video, check it out. It's insane. Um, the teeth can stay pretty much the way they are, so let's try and block some of them in. Yeah, that's not bad. Uh, there would be. I don't want to highlight any or try and figure out the highlights in any of that because I'm not sure where they're going to be, but I can do highlights on the flaws here. Flaws? Legs? A little too small on that one. Because this is going to be mostly black. So this will be where the whitest highlights will go. Probably be like a little reflected light. So some things will get a little secondary highlight. Hmm. We'll figure it out. That's what all this is for, to figure out where all these little highlights are going. There. Back to this guy over here. getting like a little bit sketchy here with the way I'm putting these lines in. I'm assuming it's going to have big glowing eyes. Leave a little meat in there. Just enough for you guys to be able to tell what I'm doing. Some of these teeth in there. And we'll be pretty good. Just trying to add a little texture to it. Kind of like a little lip. You know, because pumpkins aren't super smooth. So just adding a little texture in there. Oh, I didn't do any of this bottom part here. I think it's looking pretty good. What do you guys think? Give you a shot of the top, bottom. My eyes are dying. I can't see anything. Oh, we got pretty far, farther than I expected to. um, wow. Uh, I may have to blacken some of this in just to fill some time. Um, I also did want to mention that the next postcards have come in. Uh, I'm on the wrong cam again. So this is the Asian landscape, and this is the puffin. The prints came out great. Vistaprint did a great job, and they got here. They actually got here like last week, but I haven't had time to send out the first one yet, which I believe is going to be the puffin. Um, that'll be the July August. So yeah, I'm behind. I know, but like I said, rearranging room, all that stuff played a part. Yeah. I don't. Hmm. Wow, this does not feel very full. Wait, that's goopy. I guess that ink's done. Let me grab my, which should be, which should be right here. Don't pull down. I have no idea where I put my ink because I rearranged everything. Huh. You stop falling down. Okay, I guess I can. Well, I can mark her in the spider. So, well, just very odd. That's a big spot. I don't know if I want to do that with this marker. Why why drain it down, you know? But I can get some of this done with. Mhm. So we at least get an idea of what I'll be going for. I'm obviously not going to be doing any smooth blends with marker. But this will be the Halloween painting. So after this week, I will take this and I will transfer it onto a canvas, and that's what we'll start painting next week. and maybe we'll add some more stuff to it. Maybe a background, maybe not. We'll see. When I envision this in my head, it has almost like a hard black plastic look to it. Very, very shiny, but so shiny that, everything's a sharp line. I'm just jumping around now. Trying to preserve that highlight. And 9 times out of 10, I completely underestimate the amount of time it'll take for me to draw something. And today, I went really quick. I do have a reference picture up here of a Black Widow spider, but I am still thinking of like little changes to make. Like I want like little. I don't want to do it. I'll do it in pencil, but I want like little like kind of like little spiky things coming off of here. And that would be here. Just to make it a little bit more creepy and menacing looking, but that would be on every leg. Little extra spiky things. Maybe a little bit of jaggedness on the inside of the end of the legs. And I thought I clicked on that. I guess I didn't. That's the question I'm answering. The only thing is the reference photo I have is an actual Black Widow spider, and it's just, like splayed out on a board. So figuring out how to move the legs around and give them the right shape, that was a little tough. But you just use your imagination and go for it. I'm sure someone out there, there's at least one person out there that's going to be like, well, the leg won't actually bend in that direction and blah blah blah, because it always happens. And I don't even mind that it happens. It could happen more. Hey, more interaction. Hit the like button. Just leave a comment. Supposedly, YouTube really likes that stuff to happen. Yes, they've been that way in my world. They absolutely do. Little highlight there. I'm trying, I'm basically trying to stay away from the bigger spots because I would rather ink them with a brush so that I don't completely waste this marker and have to get a new one. I mean, I can already kind of feel that I'm doing a bit of not damage, but it's definitely getting a little softer right at the tip. Like all Micron pens seem to do, in my opinion. Especially the super fine ones. You touch those to a piece of paper and they're like, yeah, that's it, I'm done. The point, what is it, 0.05 millimeter? I can barely use those things. But I do tend to be heavy-handed, so it's probably me and not the marker's fault. Not sure what's going on here. My phone is making noises, but it could possibly be ink. That is the wrong button. Oh. Could it be possibly be D. Lynn signing back up for a Patreon? Is that what it said? If not, ignore me. But I think that's what I saw. My phone and the Patreon app do not work well together. And supposedly you can now join Patreon for free, I guess. More like a follow type thing. You can follow artists, so if you ever thought about it, um, I'm not I'm not the most engaging person on Patreon, that's for sure. Um, I never know what to post, and I spend most of my time trying to figure out what I'm gonna do for these live streams. That I don't really have extra work that I can show people. I barely even have any practice work, but you follow, whatever. And if I make a post that isn't specifically just for patrons, you can see it. And I may start doing more of that. We'll see how it goes. Um, I'm always open to suggestions. I try and do things, and sometimes I just back out of them. Uh, I had a whole video of me doing something. I can't even remember what it was. That I was going to put on there, and I didn't like the video. The video looked like junk. So I decided against it. Um, I haven't really been getting any reference photos because I don't go anywhere. That seems to be a bit of a problem when you want to get reference photos. Unless you want reference photos of the stupid tan rug I have in my bedroom, which does not match my bedroom anymore because I painted it. Trying to give it this pumpkin a little more texture and just make it a little darker around the bottom because light sources and stuff. Yeah. Yeah. So all of that. I don't think I don't think people find that shirt design as amusing as I do because it's self-deprecating in nature, and most people probably don't want to be self-deprecating. But thank you for sharing the link, both Delin and Angela and Clark Fine Art. I still have that problem, Clark Fine Art. My brain just does not want me to say one of them. It wants me to say everything every time. I don't know why. So how's she doing here? She getting creepy looking? Yeah, as I was saying, my benefits for Patreon are always kind of in flux. Right now, it's basically just the postcards. And I keep screwing that up too. You'll get them eventually. They just might not be when you expect it. But the next one, because I already have it, will be the first one all year going out on time. Let me rephrase that. Hopefully, we'll be the only one going out on time. Because this is still me we're talking about. I often take on more than I can chew. I'm not a very good multitasker, but I like to do multiple tasks. Anyone else out there have that problem with multitasking? My brain simply says, like, yeah, oh, you just started this project? Well, why not start this too? And I'm 90% sure that's not how it should work. But I know this is my first week back from a long hiatus, but is this my most boring stream in a while or what? I mean, because all I'm doing is filling in solid colors. Can't be too exciting. Okay, your highlight is, I'm going to say on the inside. That's the highlight go. Scribble, scribble, scribble. There we go. I think that's about most of what I can get done today. I'll have to do some kind of differentiation to get these apart. But that'll be, you know, that'll be done by blending color, which I'm not doing right now because I can't blend with solid black. But you kind of get the idea, right? Let me see if I can. This is going to look like nonsense, but too close for my glasses. Back up a little. It's all solid. Not really dark enough, but eh. Just a little bit of definition to that body. I'm definitely not filling this in. This is all mostly black. So, but what time is it? 4:38. So, we're definitely going to be ending a little early because I really got nothing left to do with this guy. That I can do. I'm lying. There's one more thing I can do. Where did that brush go? Not brush. Marker. I forgot to do this one part of the work. Okay, that looks about it. So you need to come just a little bit over. This in just a tiny bit, a little bit of tissue damage. Okay. Okay. The only other thing I would be able to do would be to like start adding in the web, you know. Or if I did it so that it was like hanging from a web, it would be more like I would bring some web kind of shapes in like this. Blah, 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 in a circle, you know, little hairy thingies coming off of it, and she's spinning the web. It would be tighter. It would definitely be tighter than that. Like, something like that, maybe. But you get the idea. Um, if you haven't seen it, or if you haven't done so yet, um, let me know what you think. Spider web in the background, or hanging from a web and more of like an actual background, maybe like a hill with a little, spooky house on it, some bats flying around. I don't know. Um, this is all I had in my head. So, um, in my mock-up, kind of it's just the flat spider, a jack-o'-lantern, my own drawing of the skull flipped upside down, and the spider web in the background. That's all I did. It mostly just purple background with a little bit of glow around where the jack-o'-lantern would be. But what seems weird? Some yes, pumpkin spice in anything is weird, at least to me. I'm not a fan of the pumpkin spice, not at all. I am I am not a white girl. um, yeah. So if you've enjoyed yourself, hit the buttons, do the things, and thank you to my moderators, Clark Fine Art, and I think D. Lynn still shows up as a moderator, so I'll thank her too. She did put a link up, so she did some moderating. Good job. Thanks to my patrons. You guys rock. You guys help in ways you don't know. Um, Mostly it's just mental. The money, like I've said, it's still all in there. I haven't taken any of it out because it's not enough for what I need, which is a new computer. But yeah, if you want to, check out my Patreon, do that. Say hello to everyone who's already there. There's a Discord, which also doesn't get used very much because I'm not a super social person. It's not that I'm antisocial. I'm not talkative. This is the most I talk all week, and paint louder. So you guys kind of understand where I'm coming from, maybe. Um, but yeah, I'm trying to do things better and figure out ways of engaging with you guys more and giving you the bang for your buck that you deserve. Um, yeah, so I guess that'll have to do it. Let me do one more quick top, low. Um, yeah. Yeah. Oh, if you're in the Discord, it's because I sent you a direct link. I set that whole thing up where it's like, oh, if they join up, and they're on Discord, they're automatically in. But it never works. It's not worked once. So, um, pan the camera over what? If you're talking about the studio, it's a nightmare. I can try and do that, but I'll never get this in position again. uh, Here, hold on. Let's see what we can do here. the nonsense that is going on in this studio is this is where I'm drawing, and this is why everything got so crazy. So that's what that's you guys, the chat, the pumpkin, and now there's this giant monitor TV which is in here, which is 65-inch TV, but if you look right here in the middle, it's like slowly destroying itself, and there are these harsh black lines straight down the center. So I actually have it set up right now so that it is like 4 desktops. And this camera is definitely not the best. That's the my old original monitor. I used to only have the 2. Right there is this is the other camera. That's a canvas for next week. Paintings. I can't hold this level. I'm trying to go over my head. The Lisa wall. Yeah. Don't ever ask me to be a cameraman. And then we're pretty much back to where we started. So. Yeah, it's definitely not the greatest setup in the world. And that's off center. Okay, so, yeah. So, basically, I now have that much room in my entire studio. That is as far as I can move in any direction without running into something. So, there's more stuff in this room than there needs to be. And that's the problem. And I think it's more along the lines of my studio just isn't big enough and I need a bigger one. But I have no more rooms in my house. And my basement is an unfinished basement. Well, it's finished but unfinished, and I'm not putting art down there. I'm not doing art down there. Spider webs. Yeah. So. I'm telling you, Angela, I really, having it in here and being able to basically make it 4 different desktops, I had to download some app thing that I can't even remember what it's called. Windows Power Toys, I think is what it's called, which allows me to do this, and it worked out great so far because I can have the chat right here directly in front of me, and I'm not turning my head all the way around. So, all good. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. Oh, I wish I had a Jeeves. Thank you all for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed some of it. Or like the spider webs can be a good. The spider webs can be a good reference. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Yeah. Huh. Won't work with your Mac. Oh. Because Macs have like, is it because Macs have internal graphics cards and no? Does it not have like out ports for monitors? The only Mac I have is a 2001 iMac that, the mushroom base one with the screen that I turned into a lamp. So it's now a $2,000 lamp. But yeah. Oh, spider webs in your basement. They're not that kind. It's the more like long all the way across, get in your face kind. not good shaped ones. Okay, this time, this time I'm doing. Thank you all for joining me. Thank you to my mods. Links in the description. Thank you to my patrons. Links in the description. If they have a page, I believe they're linked. If as long as they told me they wanted to be. Check them out too. They have channels. Angela streams. Clark Fine Art streams every Thursday at the same time as I do, 3 to 5. She can go longer. I can't. I time constraints. Yes. Oh, an app to split it into multi-screen. Yes, that makes sense. Okay, that's it. I think that's it. Hit the buttons, do the things, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Look, I'm doing the flash thing again. Okay. Bye.